Well, it was a day devoted to his signature issue, immigration, and Donald Trump may have simply created more confusion. Traveled to Mexico City to meet President Enrique Peña Nieto and was soft-spoken, conciliatory. Then he spoke to a fired-up crowd in Phoenix, repeating his pledge, no amnesty. He did not threaten, however, to deport all of the estimated 11 million people as he has in the past. He did repeat his promise there will be a wall on the border. So seeming to back off some of his prior stands without ever admitting he was backing off of them. Not unusual for a politician. Dr. Jeff Engel, director of the Center for Presidential History at SMU. So maybe he is becoming a politician, something
he really is.
Yeah, changing his tune, changing his story, changing his positions, and then just pretending like it's always been this way.
This is an impressive bout of verbal gymnastics that he's going on at this point. He's trying to essentially restart the campaign, reboot the campaign. We're coming up on September and Labor Day, and it's been nothing but bad news for Trump since the convention. And the reason it's been bad is because the issues that have been discussed have not been the issues he wants on the table. They've been Donald Trump. They've been, is Trump a worthwhile candidate? Is Trump even a rational candidate? Can he keep himself under composure when he goes overseas and meets with foreign leaders? And so he's really trying to refocus on the issue, as you said, that gets his attention, which is immigration, not on him.
Right. Immigration helps him with his core audience, which is the audience in Phoenix last night. With whom does it hurt him?
Well, it hurts him with the people, frankly, who weren't going to be voting for him already. I mean, one of the things that's amazing about this election is that we've never seen historic lows of support among African Americans, among Hispanics for a candidate. Basically, 0% of African Americans at this point are supporting Trump. It's unprecedented, unheard of. And he's not really trying to appeal to them, I think, with his recent pivots, trying to open up an avenue of discussion towards African Americans or to Latinos. Right. He's trying to appeal to the rest of his base supporters who perhaps are uncertain whether he has the temperament to be a president.
He looked presidential standing up there at the podium next to the president of Mexico, though. It looked good. Well, and it sounded okay. He was not mean, he was not nasty, he was not confrontational.
It was remarkable. It was remarkable in the sense that he was able to go abroad, look presidential, as you said, but then come back to the United States and give the same fired up bread and butter speech to his supporters, which is really a contradiction to what he was saying overseas.
Which is like what he said right here in Phoenix.
We must change it quickly. Sadly, there is no other way. The truth is, our immigration system is worse than anybody ever realized. But the facts aren't known because the media won't report on them. The politicians won't talk about them. And the special interests spend a lot of money trying to cover them up because they are making an absolute fortune. That's the way it is.
So there you go. You got the evil conspiracy triumvirate of the politicians, big business, and the news media.
And the media, yeah.
Right.
Don't forget you guys. Yeah. I mean, this is really classic Trump in the sense that he's basically saying there is a huge problem out there. Yeah. I'm the only one who properly understands it. I'm the only one who's going to fix it. But I'm not going to give you any details exactly on what it is. Now, in this case, he did actually lay out, to his credit, more details than he ever had previously on what his immigration plan would look like. And I think what's important is to note that he's actually changing the tone of what he's saying. So he's not changing the policy, but now he's saying that he's going to be more humane, again, in an idea, a way to appeal to essentially the suburban white female voter that previously had been uncomfortable with his tone. Maybe if we can get them to recognize that he's essentially a more stable candidate than they thought, they might vote for him.
Right, but do those suburban white women see immigrants as a threat like Donald Trump does here?
Within just a few years, immigration as a share of national population is set to break all historical records. The time has come for a new immigration commission to develop a new set of reforms to our legal immigration system in order to achieve the following goals: to keep immigration levels measured by population share within historical norms, to select immigrants based on their likelihood of success in U.S. society and their ability to be financially self-reliant. sufficient. We take anybody. Come on in, anybody. Just come on in. Not anymore.
And there are a lot of people who would listen to that and say to themselves, well, I like it the way it used to be in America, or the way I remember it.
Okay, well, here's what we got to call Trump out on 2 points. The first is his history is wrong. This is not a historic aberration that we're seeing today. The levels of immigration, illegal immigration, are higher today. The level of foreign-borns and first-generation Americans are higher today than we've seen over the past 30, 40 years, but not historically, not as they were in the first half of the 20th century. And in fact, illegal immigration is actually remarkably down since 2001. So this is something that he's really conjuring up. But the other thing that's important, I think, is think about that last statement he just made where he said, oh, we'll take anybody.
Yeah.
I would remind people to remember what's on the bottom of the Statue of Liberty. That famous quote from Emma Lazarus that said, give me your tired, your hungry, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Send these to me. I will take them. I am America. This is not the Americanism that Donald Trump is describing. It's really a historical aberration.
But a different day. And a lot of people saying, well, you know, fine, that's your boy. I love the Statue of Liberty and it looks great out there, but those people are taking my job.
You know, and that's where he needs to ask himself, you know, when we talk about making America great again, he's talking about a previous historical vision. So we need to ask ourselves, do we want the vision that actually existed or the vision that he's conjuring up? Now, if you want the vision that he's conjuring up, that's fine. That's the America that he's going to represent. But we need to at least recognize that this is not a historically accurate representation of what America used to be.
All right, thanks. You'd know.
This is an election like none other.
I know. It is fascinating. Thanks for your insight, as always. Good